Don't know where I'm going with this now. As you know, I've been working to get my Etsy store up and running before Christmas, and that's finally happened now. It's been a very busy week for me, so I've got my Etsy store up now. I think I've got 7 products on there. I was aiming for 10, but it was really hard for me to get everything ready in time for Christmas. So the main things that I have put on my store are, I've put some cards on. One of them is the Walk in the Woods design, which I designed quite a while back. It's a beautiful watercolour scene of some woodlands inspired by British nature, and I've got some walking boots in there as if like someone is walking through the woods, and then a little froggy in there because I love frogs. These are printed on textured watercolour card, a really high quality card, so it makes the illustration look really vibrant and the watercolours look really natural and how they should do. I showed you that how I set up everything for my cards because I was using 6 print. These cards are 15 by 15 centimetres, so they are about this size, like this, and this one's in its wrapper. So as you can see, my design's in the background. So you should be able to see all the details like really well, like I showed you in lots of my other videos. I have also got a Christmas card out. My Christmas card design I'm really happy with. It's the jingle shelves, which I made up myself just from looking at it, and I thought, what can I call these cards? Because I like to put a little name on the back of the cards to say you know, that this is the name of this card. It just makes it look good. But these Christmas cards are printed to 12 by 12 because I thought Christmas cards are usually something that you buy a lot of and you send them all out to all your friends and relatives, and everyone's always got loads of Christmas cards on their shelves, and I think sometimes you need to make room for more of them. So, you know, when you want to send lots of them, the smaller the better, is what I was thinking. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but the design is printed really well again, and that was exactly the same with my Walking Woods cards, but you can just see the sizing is slightly different. There you go. Got a little bit smaller. You can't see very much with the reflection, sorry, but you get the idea. The other bits that I was focusing on, because I was trying to think of something that I could get my designs on that I could have lots of quickly, so I didn't have to over design anything before putting things up on Etsy, because at the moment I'm starting out. I don't think everything's going to be perfect. I tried to make it as perfect as possible, but I wanted to have as much as I could put on there with the short amount of time that I've got. So I have put some gift tags together. This was my way of thinking how I was going to send them off, with like the little tag that I've actually made out of I think this is watercolor brown tape where you wet the side, and then usually, like, I don't know what it's called, but I've had it for ages and I never use it because I'm too lazy. But when I'm doing my watercolor, I don't usually use loads of water and do it that way. So I don't use it for that anymore, but it works really well for these. So I've designed some of these cards, not these cards, sorry, and these gift tag cards, I guess they are cards. Well, it's a Christmas design of my lizard, Zucchini, who sadly passed away this year. He lived to a very ripe old age, and he had a lovely life, and I will miss him very much because he was a lovely pet, but not only a pet, a beautiful family member, which kept me company in some of the hardest times of my life, and he followed me along. He was a good boy. But now he's actually buried in a memorial pot in our garden, because my lights are going. That's very creepy. He's buried in the garden under a tree which we picked out, which is really beautiful, so we can take it with us. Very beautiful lizard. Loved him very much. So the other gift cards that I've got, where's the other ones? I've got everything in a mess right now, sorry. These are my other Christmas ones. These are more traditional colours, so we've got the red and white. I love this string, by the way. Found lots of this string on the evil site Temu. So, you know, they've got loads of different coloured strings, and I went a bit mad and got loads of different ones, and I got this one as well, and, you know, got loads and some extra things that I didn't even end up using. And again, I've tied them all together like this. These ones I've put to and from on the back, so it makes it a bit easier when you're writing gifts labels. You can just write the name of who you're sending it to and you. That's what you usually do. They're quite good quality card. I would say probably like a business card sort of quality. So it's quite thick, so it should last quite well if you've got a lovely gift to send to someone, a substantial gift. Then I've got these ones which aren't as Christmassy, but I love this design. It's so cute. These are with my flower face design on, and I've just stuck a bow on each of them because I just think it makes it look more special, and I think they could be really lovely for like a birthday present, or maybe like a newborn gift. What do you call that? Just like a pregnancy gift. I was thinking they just look like sort of a lovely, cute, feminine sort of design that you could use for newborn baby girls or like anything like that. It's got that whimsical look though as well that you could use for lots of different things. But these are the same again, but they have a print on the back, but I've decided just to print some little bits of design on the back, so you can do whatever you want with them, you can write what you want with them. So yeah, all the cards that I did as well, they're all blank for your own writing inside, because I thought then you can use them more universally and just do more with them. And then the other thing that I actually put together more last minute is these Christmas tree ornaments. I'm really proud of these, and they've come out so well. These are painted with acrylic and some what's the acrylic pen as well, so just to go around the edges. But I painted down the sides. I've actually got a few of them which I've already pre-made because I'll be painting them to order, but they're all ready to go. I've sanded these and painted the edges so I can paint what design people wanted on them, and then add the string on after. So I've got quite a few of these. I drilled the hole myself as well. I'm not very good with any tools, like DIY stuff. Well, I'm all right with DIY, it's just when it comes to doing like woodworking and stuff like that, I'm not very good at that. I'm a very crafty person, but I'm not very like woodworky person. Is that a word? But yeah, these are about palm size. They are quite light because they're made of pine. They are smooth, but that's because I've filed them down so that they can be more so they don't have like wood chips and stuff coming off of them, because they could be quite splintery. And then I've got the same string again that I've used my gift tags, and I was just trying out a little bit of something extra on the edge. Might work, might not. What I do need to get, I think, is like something like a little stamp with my name on it, or a stamp with the business logo on, so I can just stamp it on things like this. I think that would be really handy. I've got really itchy nose, sorry. So yeah, I've got these two decorations, but obviously these are the two designs that I can do at the moment. That one's going wild, but I will have more depending on what I choose to do next. I wanted to mainly get stuff onto Etsy so that I can start to sell things, because it's important, obviously, when you've been putting so much time and effort into creating things, you need to make a sale so you can cover the cost of doing all these things, because it does cost money for me to buy these things in so I can make them, so that I can eventually make a profit. Well, I made my first sale on my Etsy shop, and we're going to package up some bits now. it was really hard for me to sort of figure out how much I would be pricing items at. So at the moment it might change, but I've priced things I think fairly compared to other products. I had a look on other shops that were similar to what I wanted, and I just took sort of influence from their pricing, because I wanted to make sure that I was fairly pricing, but I didn't want to price too low and I didn't want to price too high. So that I just wrote down basically on a piece of paper, this is very messy, but I just wrote down on a piece of paper what I was going to sell everything for, and then tried to work out how much profit I was going to make from each item sale. And then also there was the postage as well. I don't know if it's normal to always pay for postage on Etsy, because I'm not that familiar with buying from Etsy. I've only bought from Etsy a few times, but when I have bought things, I've not really thought about the postage. I couldn't remember if people generally would have free postage or not, but I thought when you take all of the listing fees and everything, and the time that it's taken to do all these things into account, I need to make sure that I'm not putting myself out of pocket with the postage, because I found that I'm selling it and then sending it myself through Royal Mail. It's costing, I think it's £1.50 or something like that, just to send the small packages that I'm doing. And I am sending out in, I mean, these are probably a bit big for some of the things I've got, but this is what I've got right now. So I've got some envelopes, but yeah, all I can do is use these for the moment, and then I don't know, maybe I'll work out some better way of doing it. Anyway, so I have charged for postage on items, so it might make it more, well, I will make it more expensive for people. If it doesn't work in the end, then I'll have to put it up to free postage, but then I will have to make it a bit more expensive, otherwise I'll be losing out on money. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that now. Actually, opening the shop wasn't that hard. I do find it hard when it comes to marketing. I do find it hard when it comes to trying to get your product seen by people, because I tried to put as many tags as possible on the items so that you can see, I don't know, like what's going to be popular, like searches and stuff like that. But it's really hard for me to think about what people are searching to find my items, so I need to think about that a bit more, I think, so that I'm catching the right people coming to me, because I'm getting a lot of views on my shop, but I'm not getting any sales right now, or like over the last week. I did have a couple of sales, but I would like to be reaching more people, and I think that is mainly that I've got my search settings wrong. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. It's a long learning process. It's not easy to sell on Etsy. It seems easier when you think about it. It's like, oh well, I'll just put my stuff online and then I'll be able to sell it and make money from my art. Well, that's not the easy. It's not as easy as it sounds, because you've got to do all the pictures, the marketing, the prep, actually creating the items. You've got to make sure that you're making money from that business. You've got to sell yourself to everyone. You've got to package, then send orders, then make sure that you're speaking to customers, and all this stuff about being a shop. And I hope in time I can get to grips with it more, so I can make it a viable business. At the moment it's fine. What it is fine. I'm very happy with what I've got there. So another thing was that I was having some problems trying to figure out what I wanted to call my shop, so I've gone with Laura Bosley Creations at the moment, but I'm not really happy with it, so I'm probably going to change it at some point. Just something to sort of reflect my business and what I want it to be, more than anything, but I'm gonna have to play around with a few things. Yeah, so there's an update on the shop. Really appreciate you watching and supporting the channel and supporting my business and everything, and look forward to seeing you in another video. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.